What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. So the other day I decided to do this social experiment. I've done this a couple of times. I did it once with the Kanye West picture of just his feet and asking whether you thought the shoes were fake or not. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Every once in a while I do something like this. And I put up a post, and I'm going to flash it up right here, that says, another day has gone by and I didn't use algebra. And I thought that was funny. I put it up. And I knew when I put that up, it was going to have two different sides, like two different ends of the spectrum. People that thought it was funny and understood and said, yeah, that's kind of funny. And people that are not going to read what it says and just read that you don't need algebra. That's what they were going to read in their head, even though it's not what it said and not what it meant. And they were going to turn it into something that it's not, and turn it into something about themselves and how they know better than what I know, and I should listen to them. Sure as shit enough, it happened. I had people popping on there telling me about how well, that's not true, Jerry. It helps you build like this in your brain. And, physicists, first of all, I didn't say physicists don't need algebra. By all means, if you're going after a job that needs algebra, you better fucking pay attention. You better know what you're doing. But that being said, the whole gist of it was I grew up, I had ADD, I had dyslexia. I did poorly in school. I was voted most likely not to succeed in my class. And if you listen to those people back then, they would have you believe if you did poorly in school, you would never make anything of yourself. And there's a lot of people like that right now, because I do believe that the teachers are teaching, it's a hard job for them to do, and the kids are not learning what they really should as far as life skills for actual life. Now, algebra, do you need it? I don't, but some people do. Great. English, do you need it? Yeah, you need to learn how to talk, but I'm also terrible with English because of my dyslexia and ADD, but I'm still getting by. I actually write a column that's published, I think it's 4 times a year they publish it in Muscle Sport magazine. I'm a column writer, for Christ's sakes, and I failed. So it's like you don't even really need that because there's help with that. But the two things that I feel like are not presented as the most essential life skills, number one is teamwork. Learning together to work as a team. And that goes for physicists that need algebra, and that goes for the guy who delivers the mail. Teamwork. The people have to get to work together as a team. The people that are sorting the mail has to get it into your truck. It's a teamwork. And the second skill that I feel like is the most important, no matter what, this is number one in my book, communication. You need to be able to communicate properly to get anything done. It doesn't matter who you are, what job you have, what social skills you have. It doesn't matter. You need to communicate. If you don't communicate, nothing gets done. And so many bad things happen when you don't communicate. Your relationship with your husband or wife, jobs, it does not matter. You need to communicate. And nowadays, I don't feel that kids are learning teamwork and communication. They're learning that they as an individual are the most important thing, and they are so special and yada, yada, yada. When they get in the workforce, they have a team of people that they work with. They feel like they're the most special, and the other one feels like they're the most special, and the other one feels like they're the most special. And you have this team full of egos that are battling for the top spot when there is no top spot. It's a team. It's a team effort. Like it blows my mind. And people are saying stuff like, Jerry, you need algebra. Sports teaches you teamwork, humility. It teaches you all those things. Communication, it teaches you all of those things. And I see that, I don't know, the people that popped up, I knew for a fact it was going to push some buttons with people. And it wasn't necessarily to push buttons, but to prove a fact that I said that I didn't use algebra for a day. It was just a statement. That's it. I never said algebra wasn't needed. I never said algebra was bad. I never told everybody not to learn algebra. But people took it upon themselves. Their egos were so big that they said, I know better than what Jerry's talking about. You need algebra. I'm like, no, I don't need it. Like, first of all, don't tell me what I do and don't need it. I don't personally need it. Period. Hands down, end of story. I don't need it. Okay, do I need regular math? Yes, but I don't need algebra. And there are going to be people out there that are going to need it for their job or whatever. Maybe they just like algebra. That's fine. But the bottom line was, it wasn't about you. It wasn't about those people. It wasn't about the people that stood up and said, well, I learned algebra, therefore I feel like I'm better than other people because I know it. Whether you know algebra or you don't know algebra, whether you know English, whether you're terrible at it, whether you not know English, obviously if you're watching this, you know English, whether you're a great mathematician, whether you're a great quarterback, it doesn't matter. We're all the same. And you can't sit there and point fingers at other people and try to push things on them. Like, people try to push religion. People try to push political views. They were actually trying to push their opinion on whether or not algebra was right for me, and I needed algebra, and other people need algebra, when I didn't ask. It was just a statement on my own personal page that I made about me. It was never about other people. And I kind of stepped back and I was like, look, all those people that are in the spot where I was back in the day that have learning disabilities or whatever the case may be, You know, they may feel pretty dumb if they're told, if you don't get this algebra down, you're never going to become anything. You're going to fail at life. Is that what you want? You better try harder. And they, for whatever reason, it doesn't click. They can't do it. No matter how hard they try, they fail. You really want to send the message that that's it? That's the end of life? You're going to be a failure because you can't get algebra, or your comma is in the wrong place, or your fucking capital letters in the wrong place? Really? You know, I find it kind of interesting that there are, and people say, well, CEOs, listen, I know plenty of CEOs of plenty of different companies, not just fitness companies. And some of those people most of those people had a hard upbringing. Many of them didn't go to college. Many of them barely made it through high school. And they're very successful because they didn't listen to the naysayers. They didn't listen to the people saying, you have to do this. This is 2017. Anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it. You can do any single thing you choose to go out there. Well, you can't fly, okay? Don't jump off the roof. You can't fly. But the bottom line is you can do anything if you put your mind to it. And I think nowadays that, you know, the education is being watered down. And people in general don't just take other people for other people. They need to kind of push themselves and their views onto them, like they feel like everybody should agree with them. Now, I don't feel like anybody should agree with me. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. There's probably a lot of things I don't agree with you. But the bottom line is my point of view is a different point of view than those people. And you know what? There is a population of people that think like me. There's a population that are in the same spot that I was in. There are people in the population that need someone to tell them, if you're not doing good in algebra, if you're not doing good in history, if you're not doing good in any of this stuff, don't give up. It is not the be-all, end-all. You are not going to fail at life. Learn to communicate, good communication skills, and learn teamwork. Those two things, even if you didn't get all the other things, are going to get you extremely far in life. Mark my words. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostrength.com is a blog. It's the 2 things you need to learn for life, bicep, and we are out.